So I'm trying to do this weird thing where I'm going to fold paper cranes, as you can see here, and there's amazing lighting, and I'm going to talk. And because my roommate's not here, and I usually talk a lot to myself to get thoughts clearer, because thinking is not really easy for me. Thinking, one thought. There's always like 6 or 12 different thoughts, like whatever. It's like having ADD, except I don't know if I have ADD. I might, or ADHD, because those are two different things. Anyways, I digress. I'm going to try and talk and start up my thoughts and whatnot. This is kind of like my blog, except less depressing, because I'm going to be on camera. And I'm going to be phoning paper cranes, because I'm doing this for someone, but, Also, I'm listening to Bowen, and I wonder if I upload this, will I get copyright infringement? I mean, it's not really part of the... If I speed it up, maybe... I mean, I'm not going to monetize this, because who the hell would pay to see this? Anyway. So I'm still kind of sick. I was sick since Christmas till now. Basically for Christmas, New Year's, like all the big holidays. I still went on and did stuff because I have FOMO, fear of missing out, and I really don't want to miss out on anything because shit, it's lonely. Oh, should I swear? I mean, I don't care who watches this. I mean, if I even do upload this, but yeah, I'll swear, whatever. I mean, like, no, it'd be intentionally, but not intentionally trying to swear, but I'm going to end up swearing, and it's just gonna be something that happens, and like when it does, I am apologizing to those who are not comfortable with swearing, and I am also like, am I looking at the camera? I can't tell because I'm looking at the screen. Like, I'm literally making eye contact with myself. Like, I'm looking in the mirror, which is strange because, like, anytime you take a selfie, it doesn't work that way because the only way to look at yourself is to look at the camera. But then if you're looking at the camera, you can't look at yourself. And yeah, it's... lost my train of thought. So why cranes? Well... oh, sorry, text. So, why cranes? Okay, for those of you who are weebs, or who enjoy Japanese culture, you've probably heard of that, like, the urban legend, I guess, myth, fairy tale, I don't know what to call it. It's just, when you fold 1,000 crane, you can make one wish, and that wish will come true. Just like seeing your shooting star, 11/11, even though 23/11, like 11/11, military time would be 23/11, so it's not even 11/11, and it doesn't make sense. And unless like there's no criteria to what that wish can be or what it's limited to, which doesn't make sense. At the same time, folding cranes, like no amount of folded paper is going to achieve anything. Now, what I'm thinking is that it might be a metaphor for like dedication and hard work, because folding a crane is not something you can do distracted. Like, even talking, like right now, it's like I still have to focus most of my energy on making sure that the folds are okay and that I'm not bending anything too far or like it doesn't look ugly as well. But like sometimes like you just get like not so good folds and it's just like, but yeah, like I'm saying, like if you could put the dedication to folding 1,000 cranes, which each one takes me about 3 or 4 minutes, and it takes about what, $2.50 for a pack of 12, and you need about 80, 82, 83 packs. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of money. Like with that dedication, that you should be able to achieve anything. Oh, of course, it actually doesn't use that much brain power. Like, you don't actually have to be smart to fold paper cranes. You just have to have patience, and maybe that's what it's about. Patience. Like, having patience to wait for something, for a miracle, for your wish to come true. Like, maybe that's what. Or it could just be entirely just like an urban legend, and like I'm thinking too into this. I mean, everything in the world is subjective, right? Beauty is subjective, money is subjective. It only has cost because you think it's worth something. You know, the value of metals that do not sustain life in any way other than to trade as a purchase for things. Like, why do you let a sheet of plastic, because I'm from Canada, I mean, most of you watching it are probably also from Canada, but why would you let a sheet of plastic or paper or whatever money is made of, because I'm not actually sure, like, dictate your life? Well, because it has value. Why does it have value? Because that's what our country dictates, you know? Like, that's how much they say it's worth. That's how much we agree it's worth. That's how much it's worth to us. It's not actually worth anything, you know? Like, what actually has value are things that can keep you alive. A shelter, food, clothing. Like, that's actually worth something, you know? You can set, you know, like, how long can this keep me warm? This, like, a house can keep you sheltered for however many years, and that's how much value it has. And if you can translate into other things, that's how it would work. That's my view on money, at least. But, you know, everyone has to agree, and if no one agrees, then, you know, like, if you've ever seen a Vsauce, which has, like, amazing educational stuff, like, I know no one likes to learn nowadays, but, like, it's awesome to, like, watch Vsauce 1, Vsauce 2, Vsauce 3, Vsauce 3 especially. Jake is very entertaining to watch, and, like, Vsauce 1, Michael, has a segment on money, what money's worth, how much money is everywhere. And there's a small part where it's like, if let's say the United States decide to take over Canada and suddenly decide to say that the Canadian bill is worthless, then all money in Canada would be literally worthless, and we'd be fucked. But Trump's not going to do that. Anyways, so why cranes? Why, like, aside from the folklore, like, obviously I don't believe that this will grant a wish, but if it does, like, whew, I don't know what I wish for. But, like, actually, that's a good thing. Like, if you had a wish, you could wish for anything. One thing, like, right now, all off the top of your head, like, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Like, honestly, it could be anything. Like, is it money? Is it power? Is it fame? All the regular tropes. Is it bringing back someone from the dead? You might have lost someone in your life, and, you know, that's terrible. But, like, it's like, what would you do? How? And, but let's break down all those wishes. and let's see how that would work. Okay. Let's say, for instance, you wanted money. Let's say you wanted $10 billion, which is a lot of money, of course, because there's not that many billionaires out there. But let's say you wanted $10 million, $10 billion, or $10 trillion. So let's say you wanted $10 trillion. You want to be the first and only trillionaire in the world. Where would that money come from? If it's a wish and it's all magical, would it just come from nowhere? Like, just out of thin air, you have $1 trillion in what, $1,000 bills, which is still like a billion $1,000 bills. Like, physically, where would it be? You wouldn't have nowhere to keep it, like right off the bat. Let's say you wished $1 trillion into your bank account. And let's say for some reason the government, or well, not the government, the banks looked at that and said, hey, that's legit. Like, let's say for instance, they did not care about it at all. You have just introduced 1 trillion, 10, 100 trillion, I don't know how much trillion you wanted, but you have just introduced that amount of money into your country's entire money. Basically, the more money that your country is making, if they make too much, then it's not worth as much. For those who took grade 10 history, you know that after Germany lost World War I, they had that whole thing where they're like, oh, we're sorry, okay, we have to pay back for all the damages and losses and whatnot. And, Germany ain't got that kind of cash. So like, wait, how do you make cash? You print it. So let's print more cash. So they printed a lot of money, and eventually the German dollar, whatever it is, because I'm pretty sure it's not dollars, or rupee. I know that's somewhere else. But basically the German dollar was not worth that much. Just like how $1 billion in Zimbabwe is like 10 cents in euros or something. Like if you have more of it, doesn't mean you have more. Like, it's based on how much there is, and it's actually worth less. So if you were to introduce $100 trillion or even like $10 billion into your country's system, how would it affect the actual, like, affect the dollar itself, like how much it's worth? Maybe in your country, like, you'll still be a billionaire as long as like inflation doesn't hit and then all the prices go up. Like, if you will still have a lot of money, but the people around you will not. The amount of money that they have that is less will be even more or less. I don't know if my business is right now, but like that's kind of like an idea of like what would happen. Like, I mean, only your country's dollar would go down, so technically you wouldn't be affected at all. At least I don't think. Of course, then, there's actually not that much physical money. Like, if you pull everyone's earnings, like how much we have, there's not actually that much printed money, because if there was, then it'd be like too much. Okay, let's say for instance you took that like you kept this your country's dollar system, whatever, the same, and you basically took from other people. Would you be okay with that? Let's say there are what, 1 million people in Canada, a couple million people in Canada. Is there that many? I assume there are. There's a lot of people in Canada. I don't know how many. I'm not very good at geography. But you took like $1 or $2 from about all of them. Or about $100 or $2 from everyone. And then that's how you got your million. Would you be okay with it? Like taking money from other people. They will never know that you took it, but they will know that it's gone. Would you still do it? Would you still take that money? Personally, no. I don't know. It's not like a moral issue, more like a guilty conscience kind of thing. Like, I don't know if I could go through with that. Okay, but how about if it was like Robin Hood style, you take from the wealthy, the people who can afford it. They might not even notice that it's gone. Would you still do it? I mean, would you do it then? In which case, yeah, maybe. I'm not saying rich people are assholes, but sometimes rich people are assholes. But at the same time, poor people are also assholes. People are assholes. Basically what I'm getting through. That's the message. Okay, so that's the money issue of making a wish for money, which is probably, I think, a wish I would make. It's not so much about having things, it's more so living a carefree life that is more appealing to me. Like, wishing for money, like, I will never finish a proper thought, but you know how back then wishing for money was like the first thing you could think of anytime you wanted a wish? Like, if you could wish for anything, it's like, yeah, I want to be rich, I want to be a millionaire. And then it became too cliche, so now people want like love or whatnot. It's like, but stability in life is really what a lot of people want, and you get that from money. Money doesn't buy happiness, but money can help sustain whatever happy life you want to live. You don't need a lot. Like, I'm not saying you need to be able to, like, I don't own this condo, I'm renting it for a really heavy fee. I can barely afford, I actually can't afford this place. But, like, it's, like, you need money. Money's essential in today's society. You cannot live without money. Unless you live on a farm and, like, you have your own animals and your own crops and you do all the feeding and stuff and it's just all self-sustaining, then sure, you don't need money. But come on, you can't play Overwatch without internet, and you need to pay for internet. I mean, you could steal, but you still need money because you're taking money from someone. Anyways, so the other topic I was going to bring up is bringing someone back from the dead. So, let's say you were to bring someone back from the dead. It could be anyone, probably someone you know, probably like a close friend or probably a family member. Asking you now, would you bring your grandparents back to life? And if you did, how old would they be? Would they be the same age when they died? And if yes, then what if they died of old age? I mean, that would be something to consider. If you could bring them back younger, would that be okay? I mean, like, for them, for you, like, for your parents, like, what if you brought them back, but they're younger than your parents, and it's just like, hey, this is weird, I'm still your parent, I mean, but you're younger than, I mean, you're my parent, but you're younger than me, and it's like, you're my grandparent, but you're almost my age. It's like, so let's say you could not change their age. You probably wouldn't want to bring a grandparent back. Like, I know a lot of people are very close to their grandparents, but it's like, I'm pretty sure being old is not very enjoyable. A lot of people don't have much to look forward to when you are old. I mean, I feel like if I was 80 and getting out of bed was a struggle, and if like VR didn't, like full dive didn't exist, And I was like, and I'd just kind of be waiting to die. Honestly, like, hey, if I had money, fine, I'll go travel the world, but I don't really have anything to look forward to. Like, oh, make a bucket list. You know, a lot of old people have bucket lists, you know, something I want to do before I die. And it's like, I guess, but I don't know, bring back old people just, I don't think it would make sense to me. Especially, like, what condition do you bring them back in? Are they perfectly good health, or like, let's say this is entirely out of magic, right? I mean, like, like what if like you cremated your loved one? It's like, can't really bring that back to life. So it'd be entirely out of magic. So now we go into that philosophical side. Would it still be the same person? It's a paradox? Not a paradox. Oh yeah, it's a paradox. When it comes to teleporting someone. So if you've ever seen like teleporters. Basically transferring you from one section to another part of the earth, anywhere, but through a machine. And like, if you're walking through a wormhole, then that makes a little more sense. But if you're doing those things where it's like, beam me up, Scotty, and then you like disintegrate and then you rematerialize over there, are you the same person? Because they have to break down all your molecules and whatnot, scientifically explained, even though it's not actually real. But like, that's how they would do it. They break down all your molecules and then they rematerialize you on the other side. You still have all the same memories, all the same like that, but you're technically dead. Like, have any of you ever seen The Prestige? It's where Batman and Wolverine get into a magic battle, and Tesla helps Wolverine. Well, for those who haven't seen it, spoiler alert. It's a pretty old movie. Like, came out like a couple years ago. So if you haven't seen it, you're lost. Basically, Tesla creates this machine, and it's used to it's basically a cloner, and so what Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, uses for his magic trick is he puts the cloner here, he clones himself, he drops himself through the bottom so it looks like he disappeared, and then the clone version of him just materializes up over there. So like the clone version of him has all his memories, it's basically him. He basically thinks that he just woke up. Like, he remembers everything up until the point of teleporting. And like, he thinks he basically just teleported. Like, the clone would think. But obviously the real original version of him knew that he was just nothing happened. Like, he was cloned, not teleported, you know. So it's like, is he still the original? Who is the original? At that point, it's really confusing. So if you could bring someone back to life, and obviously you're not reanimating their dead corpse because they would not smell nice, unless you're John Reisinger, who does not have a sense of smell, which is very interesting. John Reisinger being from Rooster Teeth, for those who know. Like, would that be okay to you? Let's say, for instance, this is entirely hypothetical. You had a girlfriend who died in a car accident, you know, and you wanted to bring them back to life. but it wouldn't technically be the same person, would that be okay? I mean, if it's magic, then sure. I mean, well, it is going to be magic because there's no way to bring anyone back to life. But like, would that be okay? And also, where would that person be? Like, where would they have been? Would they have, like, well, I don't know how to phrase this question. Where are they? Where would they be in their life? Is it from the moment that they died and then they came back? Like, it's just like, it's like, I don't know, car crash, you know, the impact, you know, they're screaming and then suddenly like, oh, we're back alive. Like, is that how it works? Or do they just wake up like their body just teleports in front of you and it's just like they're asleep and they just wake up, it's like, oh, where am I? I was in this long dream of nothingness. Like, and if that happened, if that worked, if you could bring someone back to life, what would happen to everyone? Because, okay, everyone obviously knows that this person is dead, like, especially her family, and now she's brought back to life. Obviously, you know, that's great, that's amazing. The parents have already grieved their daughters, like, completely, you know, their child's death, or friend or family or whatever. But now that that person is brought back to life, you know, would they believe you? Like, it's like, I spent all this time, you know, crying that this person is dead. Now they like, is this a joke? You know, like, you can't just, like, that's really like heavy stuff. Like, seeing a loved one come back to life. Like, and like, you gotta put through all the disbelief of like bringing a physical human back to life when they're clearly buried or whatever, because I mean, that's not possible. So, like, what would you do? Would you keep them a secret? Would you, like, and like, in this day and age of media, like, that shit is not gonna stay quiet. Like, it's gonna blow up. It's gonna literally destroy the internet. Okay, not literally, figuratively. Literally in the sense of, like, Leonardo DiCaprio winning an Oscar, which he finally did, and the internet did explode. Like, it's gonna be big news. Someone coming back to life. And not a lot of people are not going to believe it, but, you know, you're going to have several eyewitnesses testifying that it's true. Like, yes, this person was reported dead, and there are going to be news articles, like, I mean, or an obituary, or like, there's a gravestone for it, like, they have pictures, like then again, that can all be faked. I wonder why no one's ever tried that. But like, yeah, like, people are gonna want to know, like, how, what happened? What did you got a wish? Like, you could bring someone back to life. Can you do it again? Like, that's a lot of questions that you're gonna get asked by a lot of people, and that person too. Like, that person was dead at some point. Like, you're gonna get a lot of, like, religious people asking, like, where did you go? Did you see anything? You know, did you go to heaven? Were you in limbo? What was it like? What was the afterlife like? and that would like gonna have all these people like claiming that, oh, it was, you know, through this God's grace that, you know, like it's gonna throw a wrench into a lot of people's. It's gonna be really difficult to live a normal life if you could do such a thing. Like it'd be great to have that person back, but like if it was someone who died recently and you somehow like they're on, like, to save someone from dying is a lot more plausible than bringing someone back to life. Like someone's dying of cancer and you could save them from their cancer, then yeah, that's you know, it's a miracle. It could be just say it's a miracle through God's grace or whatever you believe in, from Cthulhu's grace or wrath, or I don't know. Like that's like, I don't know, just random thoughts. So what I was originally actually gonna get to was what would my wish be? Considering all these things, what would my wish be? For any of you who read my blog, the Insanity Driven blog, which is quite depressing actually. Like if you never knew me and you watched this and seeing how much I'm smiling and seem to be okay, but you read that, you'd be really confused. And yeah, but I'm an edgy teenager. My Chemical Romance, piercings, tattoos, like, please. Super edgy. I'm like Kirito. Ha, anime reference. But yeah, like, what would my wish be? Yeah, if you read my blog, you can see that I've been through a lot, and it's been tough. But I mean, like, I was talking to a friend recently about this, like, if you could have a wish, and, you know, you would, oh, I broke it. I want this to be fixed, and it gets fixed, like, shit, that's my one wish. Careful what you wish for. It's like, would I want my past relationship to be fixed? I don't know. Because that person, she who shall not be named, or he, I could be gay. No, I'm kidding. No, it's a she. Like, if you ever wished for someone to be the way you wanted them to be, then they wouldn't be themselves. They'd just be your ideology, all of it. And like, if you ever wanted the perfect person, like if you wished for the perfect person who does everything you want, who gives you everything you want, it's gonna get, like, your idea of the perfect person is like, oh, the person who understands my jokes, you know, we have inside jokes, we're so cute together, who's so affectionate to me, who can cook me these things, and like has all the same interests. Like, it's not gonna be. Are they still gonna be human? That's my question. Like, are they still gonna have their flaws? Like, just because the person is perfectly matched with you, like, it's kind of scary to meet someone who's perfect. Because what defines humans is freedom of choice. all opinionated. This is my opinion. Like, what defines human is their freedom of choice and freedom to make decisions on their own and freedom to feel things that they want to feel. And people will disagree because no one's created the same, or born the same. I don't know. Everyone has different opinions. That's what makes this world interesting. That's what makes us have like comic book geeks and dweebs and otakus and athletic people. Like, that's what makes this world diverse. And if you found a person who's matched exactly your description of perfection, and they never ever like did anything to upset you, and they were basically like I don't know, it'd be scary for me. Like, you'd doubt if they were real. I've been reading this manga called Magi, M-A-G-I. I still don't know how to pronounce it, Magi or Magi, because I played Dota 2 and it's like Ogre Magi. But some people say Magi too, so it's weird. G-I, like, is it a G or a guy? Oh, Ogre Magi is a guy. But basically, they've gotten to a point where one of the characters who wanted to kind of, not rule the world, but he wanted to be the king and he wanted to create a place where everyone was happy. He basically found where God was, not killed him, but took over and made it so that everyone wanted to follow his will. No one has freedom of choice, and it's scary because everyone's just like all happy-go-lucky, and it's like it's not right, you know. You need freedom, and that's key to humanity. Is freedom. Is not like, of course a lot of people choose to do bad things, but a lot of people choose to do good things. A lot of people just do things that make them happy, which can be good or bad, and it's freedom. Freedom of choice is what makes us human, in my opinion. It's not always a good thing, but it's what separates us from the animals. But even animals have their own choice, so I don't know why people say that. It's just like weird thoughts like this. I still never got to my wish. Yeah, so I wouldn't want to wish back my relationship and have, you know, all that, whatever, you know, happen. What I want to wish is like a redo, like to go back and have a chance at, you know, doing all the things that I could have done, that I should have done, should have said, or should not have done, you know, all the things. Basically, rewriting history. And no, I would not go and stop Hitler. I mean, time travel is a whole other like can of worms that if I get into, it's gonna be long. Mostly because I've seen a lot of like time paradox like videos, Vsauce 3, just a lot of some movies based on like different time paradoxes and whatnot. And basically, oh, my neck hurts. Like, if I wanted to go back in time, like not ReZero, sorry. Well, kind of like ReZero, except I wouldn't have to die for it. More like Erased. Anime came out last year, this year, this year. I don't remember. I mean, 2016 or 2015. One or the other. But basically, you know, go back in time, but you have all your memories as an adult, but you were back in your kid body. Yo, I'd ace school. Okay. But also slack off a lot harder. And like, that'd be weird, because I'd be really smart, and all the teachers like, wow, you should like go into like this program. I'm like, no! I want to be in dumb school, so I can ace it. But I'd be in a different timeline, obviously, because I'm going to be changing everything. But I'd also be leaving everyone in this timeline. And I guess, would they send a replacement? And if they did, where would that replacement come from? And if that replacement did come from somewhere, who would replace them. And since there's like an infinite possibility, is there like maybe there's one where like I'm just about to die, but then that person just like gets teleported into this life and wakes up like nothing happened. I mean, this goes to like Rick and Morty, like kind of time traveling stuff, dimension hopping, and it gets really confusing. And yeah, like there's a lot of paradoxes to things that will happen. Like obviously, things will not turn out the same way that they turned out in this timeline. If you do believe in the multi-world theory, like maybe me failing that 3rd grade geography test because I probably did because I don't care for geography. Maybe me like failing that course has led me to meet certain people in my life, and had I not, I would not have met those people. Like I'll admit I use Tinder, but not in the way that it's meant to be used. I mean, friends off of there, haha, friends, you know, no feelings, not anymore at least. But had I been in a steady relationship for like let's say my first relationship, I never broke up and we were steady and we're still together now, then I would never have met them because they live far away from me, and like I'm not the type of person to bump into people and like just kind of meet people on the fly. And so like that was like, it was just like, hey, give this meetup a chance, like, hey, we became good friends, so now we're still friends. But like I would not have ever met those people, and like I'd be giving up that. Would that be okay? I don't know. Like they're all pretty good friends, like, you know, I would just never have met them. Like, and what if I did decide to go to maybe my elementary school had 2 high schools that I could have gone to. If I went to, okay, short segue into like, oh my bad. Basically, there are 2 schools that I could go to. One that was in walking distance that would take me about 15 to 20 minutes to walk to, and another one that was about either a 15-minute bus ride, like half an hour if I was to commute, because I live kind of like far away from the bus stop. I had to walk to the bus stop, take the bus, take another bus, and then walk to the school. But it came with a school bus. I'm like, well, I mean, if it takes a school bus, then just take that. It's free, and I just have to be there on time to get on the bus. Guess what? After grade 9, they're like, hey, we don't want to do this anymore. Screw you. No buses. And it's like, hey, people who live far enough can get free bus tickets. I didn't live far enough, so I just didn't have a free bus ride there, and I had to pay for bus tickets. Great. I wasn't the only one. There were plenty of other people, but I was like on the border of getting those bus tickets, so I was just really salty about it. But yeah, like had I known that would happen, I probably might have decided to go to the other one, the closer one, because I have some friends that go there, and my cousin who's same age as me, we grew up together, so we're kind of like best friends. Because I mean, I don't know if we are now. I don't know. Are we best friends? We rarely talk. I mean, like we're really close. We trust each other stuff, but like guys don't really share their feelings, so we don't really talk that often. And my other best friend I'm only close with him now because I literally live with him. So like we actually, like when I lived back at my house, like we didn't talk. We hung out a lot, but we never really talked that often. Same with my cousin. Like we hung out, but we would never talk outside of hanging out. Like not one-on-one, always in groups. So it's like, and that's the thing. My current best friend, who I've known since grade 3, I went to the same high school as him. So if I had chosen to go to the other high school, and I would have been a lot closer with my cousin, I probably would have been in music. No, I wouldn't have. No. But then there'd be different girls there, and I could have met someone there, or like this, that, and like, there's a lot of people that I would have met, a lot of people that I would never have met. Angus. Got you. Like a lot of people from my high school that I would not have, like my current high school that I would not have met. I'm not that good friends with them. Carrie and Johnny, those are two people that are, you know, I consider close to, like, they're good friends. And like, there's just like, how far along am I? 4 more. It's been 45 minutes. I have 4 more. I've done like 8. But yeah, like, would I have chosen a different high school? I don't know. I would have wanted to give it, if I could go back and do it again after, I think I would do it. Because I wanted to experience like something different, like high school differently. And the neighborhood around the other high school is not the best, just because there's a lot of people who get like mugged or stuff. And I don't think I would. I don't really hang around to do like high school activities or not. I joined volleyball at both schools. But yeah, I want to try it out, and I'd want to make better high school decisions. You know, kids, don't skip school. Try, like, school's important. Like, parents and teachers, they don't just say that. School's important for your future, unless you're an artist or there's a trade that you want to go into. Because a lot of colleges now, they'll accept you based on either a high school diploma or your age. Like Centennial College, like if you are 18, I think, depending on the program, I think 18 or 19 minimum. Like as long as you're an adult, then you can apply for their program, like their trades programs, like auto mechanic, like stuff like that. If that's something you're interested in, then I still don't skip school. School's an experience that everyone should have, and if you really hate the people at school, then I mean, I'm just some Asian guy talking. Yeah, I can't really stop you, but high school's fun. You can do a lot there. You can do a lot of stupid shit with your friends. You can go to McDonald's with your friend during first period to have a conversation for 4 periods, and then ultimately not go to class at all. And it's fun. Like, it's stupid, it's fun, but there's time for all that, and that's not during school. Like, there's plenty of regrets that I have. Like, going to school would be like, no, not going to school when I should have would be one of them. Not getting help for like stuff when I didn't understand is definitely one of them. Like, I was too prideful to ask for help. I was like, hey, either I get it or I don't. There's no in between, okay? If I don't get it, I'm just done. I'm not learning. That dentist tutored me during grade 11 chem, which is so easy actually. I got like a solid, like low 80, high 70 in grade 11 chem. Like, you know, like molar mass. Like, oh man, that was easy. That was fun. I felt smart. Grade 12 chem, like organic chem, like, oh, no, never again. And like, what teachers say is kind of correct based on your mark. They're like, let's say in this year you learn, they have 100% of the material, but you only got 80 on the file. That means, kind of concludes that you only know 80% of the material. Next year, we're gonna learn all that and more. So you're going in with only 80% of the knowledge that you need, and you're still short 20%. So that means even if you got 100% on the rest of it, you're still short. And obviously, no one's perfect, so it's gonna get worse. You know, especially for like math concepts, like they only build on top of each other, and you have to know the previous material to. So school's important. Doesn't matter what grade you're in, especially. I mean, sorry. Of course, like the later grades do matter, and like that is something you should worry about for like getting into university or whatnot. But early grades do matter still. They're the foundation, and like you heard a lot of people say this, but this is speaking from someone who barely passed high school. I skipped both physics and chem to the point where they're like, okay, we can't even have you come in and just drop it. They told me to drop it because like it was to the point where there's no point of me showing up to class. Like it was not salvageable. Like maybe if I aced the rest of the, I passed with a 50, but like it was just like no, it was just no point, and the teachers just didn't even want to try. Don't be that student. Like it's all fun and games until you realize you don't know what you want to do for your future, and you don't have a lot of options left, and drug dealing looks really profitable. You don't want to get to that point, especially since that's illegal. That's why. I hope that you had the common sense to make that connection. It's because it's illegal, not because it's not a fun job. I mean, yeah, life's a weird place. And so my wish is to go back in time and redo everything, you know, make all those decisions, meet the people that I should have met a long time ago, talk to the people that I should have been, that I'm friends with now, and just start our friendship early, not talk to people who are completely toxic to my life, and don't make stupid decisions like dating a friend, dating one person, and then moving on to their best friend and then their twin sister. What? That's a story for another time. I have a really fucked up love life. Like some people have it bad, but oh man, mine's just messed up. Yeah. I mean, for a wish. And obviously, you don't want to wish that can... If you're completely unhappy with how things are right now, then going back in time and changing things is the best course of action. If you're kind of content with how things are, then I would say keep it as it is and just try and make a wish to fix what you have. Because you don't know what... Like, if you are at a really low point in your life and you have nothing to lose, then going back in time, like, I don't think it could get that much worse. Unless you went back in time and turned into, like, I don't know, just don't do anything stupid. Like, it can't really get that much worse. But if you like the way things are now, like, I don't want to lose the good friendships that I have by accidentally maybe picking a different high school. Or not going on Tinder, you know? I would never have met two of my good friends who both go to Waterloo. Who at any time I visit Waterloo, I only visit them one at a time. Very inefficient. But yeah, like I would not want to change my past in fear of what I might lose now. Unless I'm really depressed and I'm just like if I lost everything, then I'm like, fine. I'll go back and change everything. Even still, I'd be really traumatized. I'd be a kid who, like if I went back as like a 5th grader, but I'm already like a genius at algebra, but I'm still not that good at math. Like I understand the concepts, and like, I could cheat the lottery. That's not a good thing. But yeah, so basically what I'm saying is I wouldn't time travel back in time. I would change something about the future. What would I change about the future? Well, not the future, I'd change something about the present. I wouldn't change anything about anyone. because I believe in freedom of choice, and if I were to change someone, something about them, like, I don't think I would consider that person anymore. It'd be like mom 2.0, you know, like I want to take away my friend's depression, you know. Oh, like illness, like sure, like that's a total like that totally makes sense. Like you don't want anyone to suffer, and like changing an illness doesn't really change something about them. But I mean, do you cure them instantly, or do you make it so that they never got it to begin with? I mean, that would change history. So just cure their illness. That would be the best course of action in my eyes. So yeah, I would do that and change the present. But how would I change the present? Like, what would I change about it? Would I change myself? No, because that's the easy way out. And you know, I'd want to. There's a lot of things I want to change about myself. Read my blog. But there's just, it's just not, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. It'd be cheating. It'd be great, but it'd be cheating. And I don't think I'd be able to live with myself that way. You know, like suddenly just be amazing at like volleyball and become like a professional player, or be the best bass guitarist in the world and start touring the world, like all of which are things I want to do. But even though I don't put that much practice into it, that's why I'm not actually being able to do those. Like overcoming my laziness, like getting that motivation, like that needs to come from myself, you know. And I can't let that come from a wish. That's cheating. That's not fair. I'd want to change my financial situation. I'm not poor, but I'm not exactly well off. Not on my own. Like, I have a good family, you know, they support me, you know, like but like, oh no. Okay, let me just, no. Okay. Sorry, the music changed because I'm listening to YouTube, and then that video ended and I went back to one of my Funhouse videos. Ha! Funhouse! For those who watch, shout out to you. Let's be friends. It's like, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, not changing myself, but my financial situation. Like my family is very supportive of me, but I wouldn't want to, you know, burden them with constantly having to support me, and I don't want to go back to living home because it feels kind of pathetic. Because I made this whole rant about me going out and living on my own, and being an adult, and then having to come back is kind of pathetic. But I mean, it's definitely an option that I'm going to consider in the near future when my lease is over. To save money, you know. It depends what I want to save it for. But, like, these are all things that I want to consider. So... Oh, I ripped it! No. What's wrong? Okay. Close enough. Not close enough. It's not bending properly. Okay, so what would my wish be? To be financially stable. To be able to live comfortably. Not $1 million. And I wouldn't want that money to come from someone else, but I wouldn't want to, you know, mess up our economy by introducing new money that doesn't exist, that never existed prior. Winning the lottery is a very viable option. Like, honestly, winning the lottery, because that money is already part of the system and someone is supposed to win it anyways, and someone did win the most recent 60 million jackpot. I'm so jealous. I wish it was me. Money doesn't buy happiness, but I mean, can't live a sustainable life. How can you be happy? Alright, to be fair, there are a lot of people who have a lot less than me and who can live very happy lives. You know, kudos to them. But, I mean, I wish for my friends to be happy. No one is perfect. No one has a happy life. Everyone has problems. Doesn't matter how big of a smile they wear when you see them. Doesn't matter how successful in life. Everyone has problems. And yeah, I said the whole thing, I wouldn't want to change my friends, but sometimes seeing all of them so damn depressed, really, like, I'm already depressed. I don't need more to like be concerned. Like, it's not a burden to me. It's just like, it's like, I'm sad. How are you guys? We're also sad. Okay, I guess we'll just be sad together. You know, it's like, hey, we want to share happy times, right? In this short life that we live. It's not wasted on moping around. It's not making cranes. Yeah, like, I really don't have anything that I could think of that I'd want from, like, I wouldn't have a wish. Like, maybe I'd want a pet, I want a cat, I want a bigger house, I want to be financially stable, I want to be afford my own place, not a house, too big. I like small spacious, even though I'm slightly claustrophobic. No, I'm actually not claustrophobic. I like small tight spaces. Like, don't be dirty. I like feeling cozy. That's a good way of putting it. And I want to be able to afford a cat and a dog. But they have to play nice. But they have to both also want my affection, and they have to fight for it. But in clever ways. This is very off topic. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. I mean, I don't really want to change anything else, you know. Wish for world peace. It's not gonna last long. Also changing the free will of humanity. Like, okay, I don't want to get into it because I'm on my last origami, and once I'm stopped doing this, I don't know what to do with my hands, and I'm just going to stare at the camera and be really weird. But I'm going to pose this question for those who actually want to have something to think about. Would you trade free will for world peace? Or, yes, would you trade free will for world peace? Would you give up everyone's free will for world peace? You know, yes or no? Leave your answer in the comments below, you know. And you know, I'll talk about it next video. Like, these are things like my vlogs. I mean, not my vlogs. Sorry, this is a vlog. My blogs and what I try to do a lot of the times is my brain goes on a tangent and just keeps talking and talking. Like, I have that without any real like guideline or frame to what I'm actually thinking of, and like, I just want to record it, see what people think. Like, and see if anybody shares this kind of like weird thing that I do. Like, and just to get my thoughts out there. Like, it's good. It's nice to have it down. Like, sometimes I think a lot of thoughts. Sometimes I think some of those thoughts are good thoughts, but sometimes I think those thoughts are bad thoughts. You know, regardless. Like, it's just something I want to share with people, like, you know, and feel free to correct me. Unless it's about my opinion, in which case, do not correct me, is my opinion. Let me have it. It's the only thing I have left that's mine. Like, if there's anything that I said that was politically incorrect, then I'm not using that word, right? I'm not. Like, scientifically or statistically or mathematically incorrect, then by all means. Also, okay, so I'm folding these for a person, and if she watches this, then kill me. But I was also going to compile a video of me folding every single one, so I already have like 3 1-hour videos of me doing 3 other packs. So this is the 4th one, and I've done a lot of talking in this one. So when I compile it together, like it's just gonna be me looking at the camera the entire time. Like, of course, it's all gonna be sped up. This is gonna be 1,000 like cranes. Like, there's no way. Like, it's gonna be. But there's gonna be a few segments where I'm just folding cranes and just staring at the camera and talking. I don't know how I'm gonna do this when my roommate's home. Maybe he'll just have to deal with it, and he'll make random comments in the back, and it'll be more entertaining, maybe less entertaining. Do you find this entertaining? Would you watch this again? Leave a comment down below to that. No, I really don't care. I'm just gonna put these up anyways. Like, I'm not looking for subscribers. I'm not looking to be YouTube famous. Like, if I am, I would be doing something that I enjoy talking. I enjoy talking. If you ever dated me, so like 4 of you, 5 of you, 5 of you, like 6 of you, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. If you ever listen to me rant about something, like go on a tangent like this, you know how much I love talking. And for those who don't know me that well and actually think I'm the type to listen, you are horribly wrong. I'm a nice guy. I will listen to your problems. I will listen to the things that you have to say. I'll listen about your day, and I will try my best to care. But at the end of the day, I want to talk too. I have a lot on my mind. I have a lot that I want to say. And, like, I ripped it again. But that's the last one, so that tops off this video. So seriously, if you have any questions, comments, something, just anything you want to say, constructive, destructive, like, I want to hear it. I'm actually very interested to see what the world thinks of me. And yes, I'm posting this on YouTube, and maybe I'll post this on Facebook. Oh my goodness, if I post this on Facebook. I'll also link my blog in the description so you can read that too if you have free time. It is very depressing, but some of it is happy, and some of them is quite random, like this. And if I really get into this, I'm gonna like put like an intro video and then an outro video, and it's gonna have music, and then it's gonna have like, and then I don't know why I talk in that voice, like it just, anytime I start joking about stuff, it just, alright, getting off on top. So yeah, say something, like, if you want to be anonymous, like, Andy can't pronounce the word anonymous, loser. Anonymous, if you, whatever, just leave a comment, whatever. And I really want to see what people think of this. If you think I'm crazy, if you think I'm stupid, like, go ahead. My self-esteem is at an all-time low. You really can't emotionally hurt me more.